I had been browsing online for a while when I found an item I'd been wanting for months. A compact, vintage record player. The seller was local, so I arranged to pick it up in person. I had no reason to be suspicious. The messages were polite, clear, and straightforward. We agreed on a weekend afternoon for the exchange. When I arrived, the neighborhood looked quiet, almost too quiet. The houses were close together, and most of the lawns were neatly maintained, but there was a strange stillness in the air. I parked, took a deep breath, and walked to the seller's front door. A man in his 30s answered immediately. He had a casual smile and held the record player carefully, like it was fragile. "You're here for this?" he asked. I nodded, handed over the money, and took the box. The first unease didn't hit me until I noticed how closely he was watching me, as if memorizing every movement I made. I brushed it off. The walk back to my car was uneventful at first, but about a block away, I noticed a black sedan slowly driving behind me. I quickened my pace, trying to lose it, but the car mirrored my every turn. Heart racing, I ran the last few steps to my vehicle. The car stayed at a distance, never getting too close, just following. By the time I got home, I was shaking. I locked all the doors and windows and set the record player down in my living room. I tried to convince myself it was coincidence. Maybe the driver had a reason unrelated to me. But deep down, I didn't believe it. That night, I heard faint sounds near my front door. Soft, deliberate knocks, almost rhythmic. I froze. I live alone. I checked the camera I had installed weeks earlier, but the feed showed nothing. No one outside. The tapping stopped as abruptly as it had started, leaving me trembling in the dark. Over the next few days, I noticed small signs that someone had been near my apartment. A scratch along the door frame. A faint scuff on the floor where no one had walked. Nothing was missing, nothing broken, but the feeling of being watched deepened with each passing moment. I tried to maintain normalcy, going to work, meeting friends, but every time I left, I imagined that black sedan following me. Every sound in my apartment made me tense. The hum of the refrigerator, the rattle of the heater, footsteps in the hallway. The sense of being tracked never left. Then one evening I returned home from work to find the record player slightly shifted from where I had placed it. Not drastically, just enough to notice. My stomach twisted. I hadn't moved it. I checked the apartment carefully, all doors and windows locked. No one was there. The final straw came a week later. I was leaving for a walk, carrying the record player box, when I noticed the same black sedan parked down the street, engine off. I froze. The driver's window was slightly down. A faint shadow moved inside the car, almost imperceptibly. I turned and walked quickly in another direction. When I glanced back, the car had followed the route I had initially planned. I realized with a sinking feeling that whoever was in that car knew exactly where I lived, exactly when I left, and exactly what I was carrying. Every precaution I had taken, the locks, the security cameras, the varied schedules, felt pointless. I couldn't outrun this. Even now, weeks later, I notice cars I don't recognize lingering near my apartment. Shadows in the hallway feel deliberate, almost sentient. Every time I leave home, I glance behind me, expecting that same black sedan to appear, waiting, following, recording. And I know deep down that the moment I stop paying attention, the stalker will strike. Or at least they will have me exactly where they want me, scared, aware, and powerless.